Hi, I'm going to show how I set up my scene using Core Game Kit and the Tactical AI. So this goes along with the prior video where I actually went through all the edits and showed the final version. So the first thing I did under this Tactical Shooter AI, under the README, it says that you need to set layer 8 to level parts. So if you go over here to your layers, you'll see I just named it level parts. After that, I disabled this the agents because we're going to be spawning everything in. Um, since I don't have anything at 000, so this is the demo scene 2. I just opened it, saved it as a new version. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 3D object, just a cube, and I'm going to put it at 0, negative 0.5, 0, and I'm going to make it 3 by 1 by 3. So you'll see that it is right there. I'm going to set it to static, and then I am going to rebuild my navigation mesh. So I'm going to just bake the navigation mesh, and it should bake it. Yep, see, navigation mesh baked for the whole scene. Other than that, so I did this because in this next step, if you go under your plugins, find Darktonic Core Game Kit under the prefabs, you click on this level wave settings, and you click this button that says create level wave settings prefab. When you do this, you'll see that it puts it right there at 000. If you want to actually see it, you can do a little icon. Um, So you'll see it puts it right there, and we need it to have, we need to be able to have the navigation mesh underneath it. So now if I look at my, these are my level wave settings. I'm going to make it bigger. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm using, I mean, there's so many different ways to set up your level wave settings with Core Game Kit. I suggest following one of their tutorials. There's a couple of them out there. So for the purposes of the video that I showed, basically I clicked use um, global waves. I've got auto start waves, and on the wave restart mode, I just selected despawn, spawn. So anything that's spawned, it gets rid of it and clears it back out. Next thing I did, under this pool boss, I'm going to configure my pooling. So the prefabs I'm going to use, I'm just going to use all of the agents, the tactical AI. So I look under tactical shooter AI, tactical AI. The last folder it talks about AI prefabs, these agents. I'm just going to add all of them. So I'm going to create a new category, and I'm going to call it Team 1. You don't have to do this. I did it this way for my sanity. So I'm going to get rid of this category 1. So everyone that says Team 1, I've got the heavy, shotgun, and small machine gun. And then I'm going to create a Team 2, create a new category. You need to move it up. So this little arrow, you just move it up, and then you can add the other Team 2. If you don't, what happens is it adds these prefabs to the first one. So you can see all my Team 2 guys are there. For all of these, I'm going to set this preload quantity to 10. I'm doing this for everything. And I'm going to allow instantiate more and just make it 20. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to do that. Alright, so you'll see that all these are set up to 10 and 20. Next step that I'm going to do, go back to my level wave settings. So I'm done with my pool boss. Now I'm going to create 2 different prefab pools. So I'm going to call Team 1 pool, create it, and Team 2 pool, create prefab pool. So now on the Team 1, I'm just going to click this little thing to edit it. So I'm going to add, this is Team 1, I'm adding all my Team 1 to it. Team 1, Team 1. I'm going to give the small machine gun a weight of 70, the shotgun a weight of 15, and the heavy a weight of 15. It's going to, see, I've got this for randomized, so it's going to just randomly pick, and it's going to be based on these weights. So we're going to get more of this because this is 70% of the time than these other ones. I'm going to do the same thing for Team 2. So I've got to add the Team 2 rifle, rocket, sniper, and make the rifle, I don't know, 80. And then just go 10 and 10. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my level settings. So I've done the prefab pools. I'm going to create two Team 1 spawners and leave them green. And I'm going to create one Team 2 spawner. And I'm going to make it red. So for the Team 1, I'm going to move it to -0.8, -3.1, -34.5. And you'll see that basically puts it right where the demo sync was originally set up. And I'm going to turn off this mesh renderer. So I'm going to do the same for the other one. So one of these, Team 1, I'm going to put it at 34.2, 0, and -55.4. You'll see it's right there. I'm going to turn the mesh renderer off. And for the other one, I'm going to put it at 33.5, 0, and -35.8. So it's right there, and I'm going to turn it off. If you want, you can rotate it. So blue arrow is forward. That's the way they're going to face when they spawn. I just left it as is. It's just a demo scene, so it didn't really matter. Next thing on our list, so I'll go back to the level wave level wave settings. Next thing on the list is the world variables. These are the ones that are set up. I didn't make any changes, just leave them as is if you want, or edit them. If you want to edit them, you can go into the panel and actually make changes to it. Next thing I did is the levels. So let me add a level. So let's see, level complete. I'll just leave it at 1. So I'm going to call this one, I'm just going to call it level 1, because this is level 1. Leave the wave sequence to specified order. So wave 1, I'm just going to call this wave 1 timed. Name's up to you. So I'm leaving this as a timed wave, and I'm setting it up for 5 seconds. I'm not doing a completion bonus or anything like that. So I am going to add another wave. So wave 2, this one's going to be called wave 2 elimination. I'm going to choose the elimination mode. And how about a wave completion bonus? We'll add, What was I doing? I was doing the experience. We can add 100 to experience, and for lives we will subtract a life. And then I am just going to duplicate it. So I'm going to clone it, and I'm going to call it wave 3. 3. Alright, so you'll see it. We've got this error, well, this important message. You have no spawner set up for this wave. So let's go to our wave settings, and we will look at the spawners. So let me I'll do this first one. So here's our wave settings. I'm going to add a wave. This is going to be level 1, so we just have one level. Visualize is fine, and this is the team 1, so we are going to set this up to, this is wave 2. I'm going to do a minimum to spawn of 3, maximum of 9, no delay. Prefab type I'm going to use, this is team 1, so I'm going to use the team 1 pool. And I am going to go down here onto heat wave. I'm just going to let it do what it's doing. And then I am going to do another one, so I'm just going to copy this. So click the clone item. Click there. See, I got a warning. The warning is because this is the same wave, so I just make it wave 3. And I'm going to do fewer or I mean, you can leave it the same or do less. So now for the other spawner, team 1, basically do the same thing. So I've got it wave 2, I'll just leave it like that, prefab pool, team 1, I'm going to let it repeat, I'm going to clone it, and then I'm going to make this wave 3, that way, so what's going to happen is, so this is level 1, wave 2, so both of these spawners are going to run at the same time. So for team 2, this one's going to be level 1, wave 1, and I am going to set this spawner up to have, so I'm going to have more, so I'm just going to go like 5 to 10. Time to spawn all, maybe I'll let it go to 5, and then this one is team 2. So there's team 2, and I'm not going to repeat this because yeah, these guys have more health. So one thing you want to do on these, so if you find the base script and this time until body is destroyed after death, change them all to 5. Because what's going to happen is this has a ragdoll, and when you hit play, this is going to add another script, which is the it's going to add that TacticalAI ragdoll despawner script, and it's going to use that time to wait until death, and once that time is up, it's going to despawn. So if this is set to 60, it's going to take a long time because the next wave is not going to start until all these guys or all the dead guys are despawned. So then if I save that and hit play, you're going to see we'll have the bigger team with more health over here, and then you'll see the ones spawn there, the smaller guys. Sorry about that. This wave setting 1 is time to spawn all. I had to change it to 3 because basically it needs to be smaller than this duration. So if the duration is set to 50 and the time to spawn all equals 50, it's going to need to equal something smaller um, than that number. So I put it on 3, and you'll see that it works now. You've got the guys with more health spawn over here. So all these team 2 guys, their health is so it's really high health, and so the guys over here are going to die faster. That's why I set them up to have multiple waves and repeating. That's it. Hope that helps.